What's up, guys? It's Josh here with Basement Level Magic, and I was going to do a real quick wrap-up video on our Grixis Dragons standard brew. I feel like the deck performed fairly well. I think I definitely need to work on knowing specific matchups for my sideboard. I think as far as changes to the main deck, I thought, Fiery Impulse did. I don't know. I'm still torn on Fiery Impulse versus Wild Slash. Fiery Impulse being turned on so that we could kill like a Mantis Rider would be very important, as you saw in that last matchup. Mantis Rider is a difficult card to deal with. It's just a really aggressively cost card, but the good thing is, one turn later we do have dragons starting to come out. I feel like 26 lands is definitely where we want to be. We actually had a couple issues with mana screw. Very rarely have I seen Mana Flood. I thought the colors actually came online pretty well for as aggressive as I am with my color build. I don't actually feel like I need to change much about it. I thought the change of when I went from Evolving Wilds to these fetch lands was definitely a good change. Just being able to bring our lands in untapped was really important to me. Duress overperformed. Duress was great. It actually is making me think that I could probably use maybe like a Transgress the Mind in my sideboard. Either that, yeah, I think Transgress the Mind is probably one of the bigger cards I could use. Just being able to help take out any of their, any of those big Eldrazi cards, any Ugins. It also gets rid of, Gideon or other dragons if somebody were playing them, Dig Through Time and whatnot. Silumgar Scorn was great. It's as I feel like it should be. I thought we did really well. We did have some troubles getting to double blue on turn 2 some of the time, but that's one of the sacrifices you're making by having a 3-color deck. I feel like this should be a 3-color deck. I don't really want to cut down to 2 colors, which would really, just make the deck not work very well. Draconic Roar was very strong, as you would expect. Kolaghan's Command, I was just frequently not impressed. Maybe it's just better for Modern right now. It just doesn't seem like it's fitting right now in the format. Even if you destroy an artifact like Hangerback Walker, that's still, doesn't necessarily leave you in a better spot in my mind. Radiant Flames, I feel like I'm okay with the 2 board wipes in the main deck. Ruinous Path was very good. Not being at instant speed like Hero's Downfall stinks, but it's still a very strong card, and it's a card that I think this deck needs. Read the Bones was awesome. I still think Read the Bones over Painful Truths is the way to go. All the dragons I felt were good. Kolaghan the Storm's Fury was great, probably the best card. Icefall Regent is a little questionable. The 3 toughness makes it difficult against, in a Mantis Rider world, but being able to possibly remove is good. Icefall Regent could possibly be one of the cuts. I'm not sure what I would side in because of that, though. Silumgar, both of Silumgars are decent. I don't think we got to see the Dragon Lord do much work, but just having a 1-of, being able to go in and take their Planeswalker, I think is really important. Murderous Cut, of course, removal is awesome. I'm still okay with Crux of Fate. I'm not sure if we got it in any of our unsideboarded games, but I feel like this deck needs it. If you can't handle the stuff early, it's a cleanup later. Tasker is super strong. 2 Dig Through Times were fine. As far as the sideboard goes, I feel like most of these cards are where they should be. Silumgar's Command is possibly a cut for us. Stratus Dancer did well. Disdainful Stroke, we certainly want to keep that in there. Infinite Obliteration was great. If you watched one of our Obzon matchups, though, we did it on back-to-back turns, and unfortunately that's just really difficult to I don't know, end up on top against a deck like that. That deck is just too strong to take 2 turns off going and searching their library. But being able, you definitely need Infinite Obliteration. Virulent Plague, We actually didn't see a whole lot of tokens matchups, so it didn't come in handy, but there are several token decks out there. So I think that we definitely want to keep that in there. Ultimate Price is a strong card. That's our way to beat those red aggressive decks, which, unfortunately in this league, we never saw one of them. We actually saw the top 4 decks in the format right now, though. And we also saw a regular Jeskai deck as well on top of it. So we got a good idea as to where this deck can fit into it. The second Tasigur, I think is fine. Just having another creature against a control deck, I'm okay with. The unfortunate thing is we have a lot of dead cards against a lot of the control decks, so you want to have some creatures in your sideboard that you can side in against a control deck. And the second Crux of Fate, that one's probably questionable, but for now I'm okay with it. I think the cards that could come out the most is probably the Crux of Fate in the sideboard, the Silumgar's Command in the sideboard, and probably the Kolaghan's Command. Now, whether Kolaghan's Command goes to the sideboard or not, that I'm not sure. But I'd love to hear from you guys. Give me some feedback. Hopefully you enjoyed the deck. I kind of brewed it up over the weekend, and I've just, I'm a brewer. I love putting decks together, and this one was kind of a fun one. I really wanted to just get something that's different than the rest of the decks out there right now. All right, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this series. If you do and you want to see some more of my own brews, I've got a few decks out here. I've got an Allies deck I would like to try. There's an Impact Tremors deck, which is actually kind of doing, I don't know, it's kind of starting to make waves on MTGO. And then there's Abzan Blue, which is close, but I just don't like playing Abzan. All right, guys. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. This is Josh here with Basement Level Magic.